you. Next, Naisula.
Thank you, Chairman. To the nominee, former Chief Justice David Maraga is quoted having said that the government cannot demand of its citizens the obedience of the law if those in authority were disobeying court orders with abandon. As a departure from past practice, the Kenya Kwanza administration pledged to obey all court orders. The other day, the Public Service Commission advertised for the Chief Administrative Secretary jobs. LSK is already in possession of orders, but the PAC in its latest statement was categorical that the recruitment process will continue uninterrupted. There are indications that the current administration is keen to retain the positions so pre-election agreements can be honored through appointments. As the AG, what is your position on this matter, and especially on ensuring the rule of law is followed throughout and not only when it suits the government or the executive?
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. Chair, I'd like to ask, first of all, congratulate Mr. Speaker on being nominee for AG. I would want to know, how are you going? One of the functions of the AG's office is constitutional implementation, legislative drafting, and the other one is legal aid, which you have already talked about, but I think we need still more what you have said to Honorable Gikaria, because a lot of citizens cannot afford legal aid, and if you can fashion something like the Citizens Advisory Bureau, which is in the UK, something on similar lines, which would probably be based in Huduma centers or something like that. But my question to you, nominee AG, is the Constitution has been there, the new Constitution 2010. We still call it the new Constitution. There are many laws which have not been implemented to date, have not been enacted, or they are not being followed up. So you as the AG, what will you do to put into effect all the laws which are in the 2010? Because I remember I was in the CIOC and we left many laws which have not to date been implemented. So as the AG, how do you take that? And about the pro bono services, because this is a hustler's government. So we need pro bono services for the hustlers because they cannot afford it. The rich can afford their lawyers, and not just for criminal cases, even civil cases, because there are land cases which are there. People are being moved out of their lands and they cannot afford it. And the rich get away with those atrocities. So how are you going to assist them? Thank you.
Attorney General nominee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And starting from the question raised by the Honorable Wandibaya, first of all, on the issue of upper or lower house, I want to say that my experience is that this is it's neither here nor there. It's a matter that you find in very many jurisdictions where there are two houses. And as you know, even when you're campaigning, there's always one person claiming to be better than the other. But the electorate always make their decision. The roles of each house, in our case, are clearly provided for, so that the issue of which is upper or which is lower shouldn't even arise. It should be who is performing what role. You look, because both houses are parliament in terms of Article 93. The legislative process is clearly provided for in Article 94. Then the roles, specific roles of each house provided for in Articles 95 and 96, so that there should be no conflict, And for me, the issue that was raised about the lower or upper house, I think it should not even preoccupy us. If anything, I think it is diversionary. And sometimes we should leave it for people to enjoy. It happens actually even in other jurisdictions. If you go to London, you find about the House of Lords. The popular refrain there is that it is the largest regular gathering of retirees. So these things are always there. These are jokes. But when you check how the two houses operate and relate to one another, there is a lot of difference. So because everybody knows their specific area of operation. With regard to laws, let me say that there have been a few laws that have been part of them annulled. But really, the House.